Good morning, everyone. We're starting with We Are Here, and this is call and response at the beginning, and then we did this a couple weeks ago, but we'll try it again. Here we go. So you just answer me. We are here, with each other. Our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through. We are here with each other. Our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through. With our city, we are here with our city. Our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through. We are here with our neighbor. Our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through. Thank you.
Come, come, whoever you are. Do you hear that voice calling you, calling us? That voice which calls us together here today, made holy by our presence and by the sacred breath that we share in our singing and speaking and our silence. That voice which calls us to remember that we are not alone and that we are inextricably linked to all other life. We are woven into a vast tapestry of existence of which we are a powerful, integral, and holy part. And just as we have been called here together today, we act as the voice, the heart, and the hands of yet another call. The call to journey with the wanderers, sing and dance with the worshipers, proclaim the memory of those who have taken their leave, wrap the despairing and the broken in the arms of love and community, and hold the hands of all of us who have broken our vows and call us back again and again to the covenant, the work of justice, humility, and steadfast faithfulness. For this we are together today. So, my friends, come, yet again come. Come, let us worship together. As we begin our service, we take a moment of grounding, as we always do, to acknowledge the land we are upon. This is the traditional land of the Duwamish people, stewards of this land in the past and the present. With humility and gratitude, we honor this land and the Duwamish tribe, committing to our role in this story, our relationship with this land. And whoever you are, wherever you have come from, whatever the color of your skin, whoever and however you love, however your body moves and your brain works, however you identify, you are welcome in this faith community. Our Unitarian Universalist tradition has no test of faith, no creed or oath to swear. We have instead the promises we make to one another, commitments we make to healing a hurting world within and beyond these walls. Welcome, everyone.
Good morning. I'm Liz Bucklew, a worship associate, joined this morning by Reverend Carter Smith It's good to be together for this service on the theme of the Good News of Unitarian Universalism. If you're with us for the first time or the first time in a while, we're especially glad to have you. If you haven't already, please scan the QR code on the pew card to fill out our welcome form and to sign up for our newsletter, the West Side Week. This chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist heritage. May its heat energize us for the work that is ours to do. May its light make our vision clear and bright. May its warmth comfort us always. This morning, as we light this flame, we mark this time as sacred time. We mark this space as sacred space. Our chalice lighter today is Lisa Reitzis, a member of the Stewardship team. Lisa, would you please come forward? Now, as Lisa lights our chalice, please join me in speaking the words of our congregation's affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship. Thus do we covenant with one another. Thank you, Lisa. Now, let us take a moment to greet our neighbors around us. As always, we love to see these lively conversations and hope you continue them downstairs after our service at coffee hour. As is our community tradition, our chalice lighter has been asked to respond to a prompt so you can get to know them better. Representing the stewardship team, Lisa has been asked to speak from the heart.
Good morning. It is my honor to represent the stewardship team, some of whom are here, one of whom is somewhere in the South Pacific or something, Steve Finney, our chair, Chris Darnell, who you'll hear from later, Shannon Day, and myself. It was a wonderful collaboration. So for this service, for us in the midst of our stewardship time, our pledge campaign, I've been thinking about actually the chalice. And the symbolism of the chalice, which Liz just talked about, but I've been thinking about our physical chalice. Now, chalices, as you know, come in many sizes and shapes, and ours, I think, is very special, because a chalice really means a cup, but ours is really a flame supported by a platform, supported by a stem, supported by a base. And if you think about that wonderful logo for our pledge campaign, which Shannon Day crafted for us, our tree with leaves and a stem and roots, it made me think of our chalice, which made me think of that grand legacy maple in our garden, put in by our team, our West Side team, and tended by our West Side team that has its roots in our garden and reaches out and creates a canopy which signifies our whole community, which brings me right back to the chalice. And then it made me think about one of the few ASL signs that I know, and I checked with Leilani that I'm doing it correctly. The sign for the tree is this. And the tree can have leaves that can wave, but it also can have that sense of a canopy and a cup. All of it links together. All of it links together to talk about the way that we hold each other and hold each other up in so many ways, including in this time when we pool our resources and put our commitment to our pledge campaign and for stewardship all year long. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I invite you all to rise in body or spirit as we sing Morning Has Come, which is in your Teal Hymnals 1000. It sounds like Teal Hymnals 1000. Okay, here we go. Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. A new day dawns, once more the gift is given. Wonder fills this moment shared together. The light of peace here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open hearts to welcome it among us. The light of love here shines upon each face. May it bring faith to guide our journey home.
Thank you, Scott. And now is our time for all ages, which will be led by Reverend Carter Smith and Leilani Davenberry today. Anyone of any age who wishes to see or hear them better, please come down to sit on the floor or in the front pews. After our story, children and youth will be invited to join today's religious exploration program, where they will learn about and do activities around the UU value of interdependence.
Hello. Okay, this is on. Let's see. It's good to see everyone. Hi, Nora. Hi, Kyler. I love your bunny. So something that I get called to do sometimes as minister is to talk about the history of Unitarian Universalism. So Leilani asked me to share this story today. So there is this person that we're going to talk about who's very influential. He lived about 100 years ago, which is kind of a long time, but also not that long. We have a faith tradition that is much older, so we have some people from 1,000 years ago, but he's just 100 years ago. So his name is James Luther Adams. When James Luther Adams was a little kid, he was not Unitarian or Universalist. His family belonged to a church with very strict rules, like you couldn't dance, you couldn't play cards or go to the movies. It's pretty hard, right? Sounds like not a lot of fun. So James followed the rules at first because that's what his parents taught him, and he wanted to follow the rules of the people in his community and try to be a good person. But something about this didn't feel right, and he had some questions. So he grew up, and he went to college, and he started asking his questions. What if knowing right from wrong isn't about memorizing rules? Is it possible to listen to your values and let those be the guide to what is right and wrong? What do you think? Do you think you know the answers? It's big questions. Well, let's see what he said. Eventually, he became a Unitarian minister and then a professor, and he was a type of professor called a theologian, which means that he studied faith and the divine. He taught that being good is not about following rules, but listening to your inner voice, using your responsibility to act when something isn't right. So he called this idea the prophethood of all believers, which basically means that every person can connect with a higher power, every person can speak up for what's right, every person has something important to say. Everyone can help make things in the world better for others, not just famous people or leaders. Everyone. And one way we do this, Lisa gave a talk from our chalice, and we give everybody a chance to speak from our pulpit when they light our chalice. And I think some of you are going to be our chalice lighters in the near future. So this is the prophethood of all believers that we practice. So during his years studying faith, James traveled to Germany. This was in the 1930s, in the years in Germany when some people called the Nazis were taking power in the government before the start of World War II. In Germany, James found some surprises. He met people who were leaders of the church, who were part of the Nazi movement, and were using their beliefs to help justify oppressing other people. And he met people who were leaders of the church who were resisting the Nazi movement, using their beliefs to help other people and prevent harm. They were standing up for what was right, even though it was a dangerous time to do so. So after James saw this, he understood how important it is to develop your own sense of right and wrong and to take action to help people and not just go along with what the majority is saying. He came home and he told his students, "You are not a machine. You can think, you can choose, and your choices matter." His teachings have helped Unitarian Universalists understand that right and wrong is not straightforward, and we're not just always following simple rules. We each can make our own choices and listen to our inner voice to help us make choices in the world. And so we have an activity to help us do this. Leilani, will you take it away?
Yes, thank you. The ushers, greeters are moving among us, and they're going to give you slips of colored paper. And so please take a slip of paper and a crayon. And what I'm asking you to do is to remember that each of us has the power to make choices, and that doing something right often takes courage. Today we're going to create a chain of real stories of courage and care, times when you or someone you know did the right thing, even when it was hard. It could be big, it could be small, but please make it real. Maybe something where someone you know stood up for someone, admitted a mistake, told the truth, refused to go along with something that was unkind, took responsibility for their actions, acted with kindness even when it wasn't popular. Don't worry if you don't finish filling out your slip of paper when the ushers come back during offering. If you're not done, you can bring it downstairs at coffee hour and we'll add it to our chain. And if you're not yet a writer, you can do a little piece of art that represents the kindness or courage that someone shared. Maybe, like a heart or a flower or some food that someone shared. So you can depict your story with art. And then we'll connect all of them into a garland and we'll hang them somewhere special at Westside. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I believe we are going to sing our children out to their classes, and I see you've started drawing, but the classes will be time to continue the drawing. Yes.
In a moment, we will share our offering, the practice of generosity that sustains the work of this congregation. Each month, 1/3 of our undesignated offerings go to a partner in the wider community. For the month of March, our community giving recipient is National Women's History Alliance. March is Women's History Month, a time dedicated to honoring the remarkable contributions of women throughout history. Founded in 1980, the National Women's History Alliance proudly presents the theme for 2026, Leading the Charge, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future. This theme honors the women who have and are rebuilding systems to ensure long-term sustainability, environmental, economic, educational, and societal. It recognizes the powerful leadership of women in creating a future that is rooted in equity, justice, and opportunity for all. You can give by cash or check in the baskets that will be passed around. To give by text, follow the instructions on the screen. And now please enjoy this gift of music from Tom Ollinger on the Irish whistle.
Thank you all for your continued generosity supporting the work of this community and our partners in the wider community. We now take a moment to make collective space for holding the joys and sorrows of our community. As a reminder, you can share your joys and sorrows via a link in our newsletter or via paper in our entryway. And as we light this candle, we honor everyone in this room or watching from home who is holding grief right now. We know that these are not easy times, and certainly not if you are living after personal loss. Please remember that we have a pastoral care team, the Soul Team, that you can reach out to anytime you need a supportive presence or listening ear. We hold each other in our time of grief. Let us have a moment of silence. We lift each other up in love and send hopes of peace for our neighbors in the wider human community. Let us join in singing, "There is a Love."
My name is Rick Taylor, and I've been at Westside for almost 5 years.
Tom Ollinger. I've been a member for 3 months.
Hi, my name is Jesse, and this is actually my first year as a member.
Hi, I'm Ellis Marchand, and I've been a member of Westside for about a year.
When I think about supporting Westside, what matters most to me is contributing to the work of this vibrant community with love at the center, guiding us and upholding us. I give without hesitating because I hold this landscape, these people, this faith, this love deep in my heart.
So what matters most to me when I think about supporting Westside is supporting the community that has supported me. I've gone through a lot in the last year, a lot of really hard things, but being able to have a community to support me through those times genuinely from the bottom of their hearts, I just want to give back to that community.
I'm new to the Seattle area, and I realized from previous experience that joining with a Unitarian Universalist congregation is a very good way to meet people with similar values to me.
In addition to my own sort of stake in place in life, how much my community needs me, and what I can do to support it, especially during difficult times.
So I choose to give back to this community because I want to see it go on forever, honestly. This is the most loving and supportive community I've come across since moving out to Seattle. I was really feeling lonely before, and to find a place that was just so friendly has inspired me to give back and help sustain that, so that others in the region can continue to benefit from the wealth of love that website has to offer.
I think what's important to me is that we are acting as a community, that we're acting as a group with common goals. And that doesn't mean that everybody has to be doing the same activities or have the same goals, but at least there's a few of us we can join together and make our activities more effective, and also join our resources together.
One thing I consider when deciding how to support Westside is the amazing generosity I've witnessed here. Powerful evidence of caring and love expressed in 1,000 different forms. Those of you who know me well know I can't stand thinking about money, but it is an arterial necessity, a lifeblood for our programs and ultimately our mission as a congregation, and I want to do my part.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Darnell, and I am part of the Stewardship team. So give me a little grace. I haven't been up here in a while, so if I fumble over words, you might expect that. So I first want to say thank you to all of our contributors to our testimonials. You can find more of those on the Westside website. They go more in depth on why they give. This was just a best hits, so just play the hits up there. Don't want to waste everyone's time. So when we hear the words pledge drive or stewardship campaign, a lot of us have this reaction. You know it, the urge to quietly change the channel until they bring wait, don't tell me back on. Or, to be honest, even right now, some of you are saying to yourselves, yes, I suddenly feel the need to find that song in the teal hymnal. And that's understandable. For many of us, those words come with a sense that we're about to be asked for something financial, something personal, something that might feel a little uncomfortable. But I want to invite us, just for a few minutes, to think about stewardship a little differently. At its core, stewardship is about how we care for something that matters to us. It's about what we choose to tend, to sustain, and not take for granted. And the truth is, we are already practicing stewardship here all the time, whether we call it that or not. We practice stewardship when we show up for one another, when someone stays after service to check in on a friend, when an RE volunteer prepares a lesson for our children, when someone makes coffee, sings in the choir, helps with an event, or simply walks through these doors week after week. All of those moments are acts of care. All of them are ways of saying, this community matters. This congregation didn't happen by accident. It exists because people before us invested in it through their time, their energy, their presence, and yes, their financial support. They made choices over and over again to care for something that didn't belong to them alone. but to all of us. And now we are the ones holding that same responsibility. And I want to pause here and say something that feels important. This is not an easy moment in the world. Many of us are carrying more, financially, emotionally, mentally, than we have in the last few years. There are real pressures, real uncertainty, and real choices to be made about where our time, energy, and resources go. So whatever decision you make in this pledge drive, I want to say this clearly. We honor it. We trust that each of you is doing your own careful balancing, and that stewardship looks different in different seasons of life. At the same time, I want to say just as clearly why Westside is worthy of your consideration. This is a place where people show up for each other, where we mark the big moments in our life and the quiet ones, where we try, imperfectly but sincerely, to live our values in the world, where we create space for our kids to grow, for ourselves to reflect, and for our community to respond to what's happening beyond these walls. This is not just a place we attend. It's a place we build together. Over the next week, as pledges begin to come in, what we're really doing is shaping what's possible for the year ahead, not in some abstract way, but in very real ways. What we can sustain, what we can strengthen, and how we continue to care for one another as a community. And to be transparent, right now we're facing about a $20,000 shortfall in our budget. That's not a crisis, but it is a reality. It's the difference between continuing everything we've built as is or having to make harder choices about what we need to scale back on. The important thing to remember is that this isn't something any one person is expected to solve. It's something we address the same way we build everything around here, together. Our homes, our relationships, our communities, it takes ongoing attention to sustain it. Things don't stay strong on their own. They are sustained because people continue to invest in them, little by little, time over time. That's what this season is about. Not starting something new, but continuing something that is already alive here. Asking ourselves, what does it look like for me to stay invested in this? And the answer to that question will be different for each of us. What matters most is not that any one person carries this whole weight, but that we carry it together. On March 29th, we'll gather for a brunch to celebrate that, to honor all the ways people contribute to this community, not just financially, but through presence, care, service, and connection. It's a chance to recognize that stewardship isn't a transaction, it's a relationship. It's something we do together. So as we move into this pledge drive, I invite you not just to think about what you're being asked to give, but to reflect on what this community has made possible in your life and what it might mean to help sustain that in the future. Because stewardship at its heart is simply this: choosing not to take something meaningful for granted and deciding to care for it together. Thank you.
I'm going to sing a song called Jack in the Green, and this is in honor of spring equinox, which just led us out of winter and into spring. So this is an English folk song, and Jack in the Green is a mythological spirit who represents growing green things and fertility. So this is about him. And it has a nice easy chorus, which I'll teach you, so you can sing it after each verse. So I'll just sing it first, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like. And I'll find out what key I'm in. Jack in the green, Jack in the green, and we'll all dance each springtime with Jack in the green. Okay, see if you can follow that. Jack in the green, Jack in the green, and we'll all dance each springtime with Jack in the green. Good. Now winter is over, I'm happy to say, and we're all met again in our ribbons so gay, and we're all met again on the first day of spring to go about dancing with Jack in the green, Jack in the green, Jack in the green, and we'll all dance each springtime with Jack in the green. Now Jack in the green is a very strange man, though he dies every autumn, he's born every spring, and each year on his birthday we will dance through the streets, and in return Jackie will ripen our wheat. Jack in the green, Jack in the green, and we'll all dance each springtime with Jack in the green. With his mantle he'll cover the trees that are bare, and our gardens he'll trim with his jacket so rare, and our fields he will sow with the hair of his head, and our grain it will ripen till old Jack is dead. Jack in the green, Jack in the green, and we'll all dance each springtime with Jack in the green. Now the sun is half up, and betokens the hour that the children arrive with their garlands of flowers. So now let the music and the dancing begin to touch the good heart of young Jack in the green, Jack in the green, Jack in the green, and we'll all dance each springtime with Jack in the green. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for sharing your music this morning. It is such a gift. And thank you, Chris and Lisa, for sharing about our stewardship campaign. Today's service is called Our Good News because I believe, and many of us, I think, believe that here at Westside, we Unitarian Universalists have a vital message to share with the world. We live in a culture that has been shaped by harsh, rule-based visions of religion and morality, and we know the power of our message. In the Time for All Ages, I shared the story of James Luther Adams as a reminder that we have spiritual ancestors who were deeply engaged in the challenges of the times they lived in, and they have something that speaks into our day today. Our liberal religious tradition helps us find our grounding in times of chaos. Adams spent his career writing and teaching about the need for a vital religion that actively engaged with and resisted the evils of the world. He emerged from the optimistic progressivism of the early 20th century and asked liberal religious people to take seriously humanity's capacity for harm, as evidenced during the Holocaust and World War II. He phrased this as taking time seriously. Much of his theological writing focused on the responsibility of religiously grounded people to be engaged in the world through social organizations and to work for peace and justice as part of their expression of faith, which is not always the case and has not always been the case even for people in our lineage. His most famous work is called The 5 Smooth Stones of Liberal Religion. These 5 smooth stones name the qualities of our power and our strength in Unitarian Universalism. The title references the story of David and Goliath in the Bible. David took down the giant with 5 smooth stones. As James Luther Adams describes them, they are: 1, continuous revelation. Truth is always unfolding, and we all grow and transform as we learn more. This is the foundation of our faith. Number 2, consensual mutual relationship. We freely choose through our covenants to enter into relationship with one another. Much of our current day covenantal practice comes from this stone. Number 3, we have a moral obligation to actively work toward the establishment of a just and loving community in this lifetime, in this place, not looking towards some heaven in the hereafter. Number 4, progress doesn't just happen. People have to use their agency to make meaningful change happen. And number 5, the 5th stone of liberal religion, making change is possible. We have what it takes and therefore have reason for hope. As Adam puts it, this is the position of ultimate optimism. There's this possibility of change. These are not just pillars we rest upon, but tools that we carry in our pockets for confronting narrow fundamentalism and oppressive systems. I think of this as the follow-up to what I often call the saving message of universalism. The saving message is that we reject hell as a concept. We reject a notion that a God named love would submit anyone to infinite punishment for being a finite, flawed human. Basically, we are whole and holy, just as we are. In our punitive, dominant culture, this is something we have to share with the world that has the power to change lives. And so what James Luther Adams offers us is what follows after the saving message of universalism. We are whole and holy just as we are, and we have a responsibility to lean in, to do what we can to bend the moral arc of the universe toward justice. Because we, messy, flawed, finite humans, are also capable of great evil and small evil. We make mistakes, we hurt others. There are ways that we do not always follow our calling to be love in the world. We live in times when this is very clear. Messy, flawed humans are needed desperately to be love to the best of their ability. And showing up to practice in communities that share our values is how we strengthen those muscles. We practice caring for one another, being accountable to one another, and building collective power with one another. I chose this as our stewardship message because I want to remind you of the larger story we are a part of. Yes, we are a precious congregation, but we are part of a larger tradition. Chris and Lisa have shared so much about what makes this community, Westside UU, so special. We are an interdependent web of beautiful humans, and we are part of the great stream of our Unitarian Universalist living tradition. As Chris mentioned, we carry this tradition in all we do together. When we worship or connect during Spark Sundays or share a meal together, when we grapple with meaning in small groups, show up for community members who are sick or grieving, or celebrating milestones, when we march in the streets together, or gather to share resources and engage in other justice projects. I think of the Immigrant Day of Solidarity, Action Day last week, our restorative justice practice circles, the faith formation work we do every single week with our children and youth. It is all a part of this larger story as we weave our lives together and try our best to embody love and act for justice. So yes, as Chris said, we humbly ask you to please give generously of your financial resources. This is what helps us maintain our building and maintain our staff. And your volunteering, your time and skills, this is stewardship too. But I want to remind you that this stewardship season, we want you to know that by simply being here, you are offering a gift. Thank you for allowing us to know you, to learn from you, and to hold you with care in your time of need. Even when you feel depleted, like you have nothing to give, you are still stewarding this community, helping it to be more complete. Stewardship is about giving generously as you are able, and this includes generosity with honesty, sharing your fears, your passion, your quirks that make you you. Let us not forget this kind of generosity. And I try to stay away from predicting the future, but I want to make one prediction, because there is something I see in our future with near certainty. I know that there are people out there in West Seattle and beyond who we have yet to meet, who we will love. One day, they will come through those doors. They will find us on YouTube. We will meet them, and they will feel like they have finally found their faith home. And maybe in a week or a year or a decade, but they will come. We will get a chance to love them and be changed by them. I know this is true because I have seen it happen many times in the short 3 years I've been here. So your generosity today helps us make that vision possible. It will help us tomorrow as we welcome those people in as the blessings they are, and as we invite them to join us for the work of building Beloved Community. May it be so. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Carter. That's beautiful. So I invite you once again to rise in body or spirit as we sing Building a New Way, which is hymn number 1017 in the Teal hymnals. Strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott Farrell. Thank you also to John Hansen and Cliff Swiggett, to Tom Olinger, Reverend Carter Smith, and Carter and Leilani for our story. Thank you to Lisa Reitzis and Chris Darnell, Nate Mesnard and Sarah Deppa. Thank you to our ushers and our hospitality team downstairs. As always, it's a pleasure and a blessing to do this sacred work together.
Please rise one more time, in body or in spirit, for our closing words by James Morrison. Within each of our hearts, there is a most glorious light. As you go forth, let it keep its spark to help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason guide you in your decisions. Go forth and bring its ray of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world. I'll invite Lisa to release our flame. As she does so, may you go into this week blessed and blessing the world. We hold you in our love as you go.